It was at this moment that he knew.
He bucked up. Welcome. You're listening to Bucked Up with Sam Buck.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. You have fucked up now. Now you fucked up. 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 Now you have fucked up.
Welcome to Bucked Up. Thank you so much for being on. Hologram, amazing rapper. Man, it was hard to find stuff about you. I've been a fan of your stuff, your features for so long, but there's nothing about you out there. You remind me of like Mr. Fantastic off the MF Doom tapes.
I'm a mysterious person right now.
Do you do that on purpose? You like being mysterious?
I didn't do it on purpose, but I do like being mysterious. It's kind of cool. But I also like being, common knowledge, household name. So eventually shit will happen, you know what I mean? But Right now, I'm kind of a mysterious character. It's in my cards. It's in my cards.
It's in your cards.
I'm 35. I'm 35 years old.
All right.
Yeah.
It's because I heard you, on Mayhem's albums and then on Westside and on Action, and you don't have your own solo project, but you hold your own. Like, you have some of my favorite features on every single project you're on. That's like how I got into you.
Thank you, man. That's what I do it for. My solo's coming. My
Your
solo's
solo
coming real soon.
Who have you been working?
Yeah,
Who are you
real
working
soon.
with for that?
It's gonna be me and Muggs, straight me and Muggs, me and DJ Muggs.
Muggs is amazing.
Shout out to the big homie. May is heavily influenced in the project. Action, the usuals. We got a lot of songs recorded, and we're going for 12 that fit well.
Does it feel
You know what I mean?
good? Like, are you happy that you waited to release your project so you kind of had some years under your belt and some listens?
I'm happy right now. I'm happy in general. So, but all I could say is like, this is how it's supposed to go. Like, I wasn't supposed to drop 5, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I wasn't supposed to do that. I'm supposed to do what I'm doing right now, what I'm about to do. So I'm thoroughly happy with with the present time.
I feel that. I think about that kind of.
What the future looks like. Yeah.
Exactly.
What the future looks like too. You know what I mean?
You ever read the book The Alchemist?
I don't know how to read. Next question. Nah, I'm fucking with you. Nah, I know. Nah, I never read that book though. I never read that book.
No, but I was reading that, and
Imagine
it
I
was.
don't know how to read. Next question.
Next question. You just freestyle your shit. You don't even write it down. No, but it was.
I voice memo all my shit, and then just go back and say it.
That's what I do with jokes. I'm a stand-up, and I used to go down and sit down and write, but now I just kind of talk into my phone. I'll go for drives. I'll go for a walk or something, just talk into my phone until I get like a joke out or a bit out.
I like that.
But
because you're gonna say it anyway, so you might as well voice memo it.
Exactly, and then I
why
can
even write it?
into it. I feel like it's probably the same way with you. That's why I talk about this a lot on the podcast. But my dad's favorite movie when I was growing up was Dave Chappelle's Block Party, and how he always talked about how like comedians and rappers kind of have a similar mentality to it, and it's a flow to it. And so it's probably the same thing with rapping. Is when you do the voice memos, you kind of get your cadence.
Mm-hmm. I do that a lot. I have a lot of ways to compose a song, though. Sometimes it's that. Sometimes it's like I write a song title down, and then maybe a month later I go back and I build off that song title, not knowing anything about it, but I'm actually writing it. You know what I mean? So it's sometimes this way, sometimes that way. But
Yeah.
always...
Were you always like, you have a very confident flow? Like, you're very you
Try.
punch.
Thank you.
No, dude, that's why I became a fan immediately. Is like and that's what you hold your own with whoever you're with, and you have some of the best features on whatever project you're with. Have you always been that kind of slow, confident rapper? No.
All right, no, I'll say this. I've always been that confident, and I've always been like all the good of what people see now, but it took a lot of time honing my craft. You know, it took a lot of it took 10,000 hours of doing this and that. I was maybe I had raw talent. I was rough around the edges. Maybe you know, I always loved rap. I always loved this shit, like just everything about hip hop rap. So, but you know, I wasn't who I was today. That's kind of why I say like I wasn't supposed to drop before I drop. You know what I mean? Like when my debut comes is exactly when it's on time. It's exactly when it was supposed to come. So I've been working at this for a minute. You could just say that. You know, I've been working at where I'm at today. I've been trying to get here for a minute, and I've been here for a minute. You know, like I'm here now.
Well, that must be amazing to have Muggs producing your first project. Like he's such an amazing producer in the game and stays so relevant and always is changing the sound of the whole game, but also his own shit.
Muggs is a fucking beast, man. Not only is he producing the project, but he's just like, you know, all around big homie. He's helping out. You know, he gives motivation, constructive criticism, you know, all that shit.
I saw him in Mayhem.
He's a good person to work with. He's a great person to work with.
Do you like again? I didn't hear you. Oh no, I was just saying I saw him in Mayhem when they came to Boston live, and
oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. Were you at that show?
You know what? I was supposed to come, but something happened. I don't remember what happened.
Yeah, shit happens. Life happens.
Yeah, I probably got fucking sidetracked somehow, some way.
Do you like working with like one producer for your project? I feel like that's kind of the thing that's happening, and better projects are coming out of it.
I think there's a time and a place for everything. So, you know, in my future, there will be projects with multiple producers on them.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, it's me and Muggs.
Well, it seems that like Muggs and Holly. When I don't want to. Do you have like? Are you just letting it be? Are you when it comes, it comes? You're not rushing it. You haven't rushed it this far.
No. This is probably gonna come last quarter of this year or first quarter of next year. And again, a lot of that is because of Muggs, because of Mayhem. Like they're like, let's go. You know,
they push you.
Let's make this happen. Yeah. So if it was up to me, it probably would come when it comes. Pause. But you know, I got my niggas in the corner like, yo, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's time to go.
It's time to go.
Like, all right, let's go. I'm ready.
That's why I like that book, The Alchemist, is they say like the omens and how stuff happens and it comes to you when it's supposed to. And when you're ready for it, you'll be ready for the opportunity.
Sugar Free said, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to Sugar Free.
Shout
I don't
out.
even know him. I just fuck with him. Never met him. I'm just saying.
I feel like the Griselda, I don't know if it's their wave, but the kind of, you can wait to release your project. You don't have to be young to be like a rapper. Like you can wait and have some life experience under your belt before you start putting it out there. And I know they were grinding for a long time, but.
Yeah, I totally agree. Things change, you know. We're not playing fucking basketball. This isn't necessarily a young boy's thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but that's a whole nother conversation because I feel young. You know what I mean?
You feel young?
I think I look kind of young.
You don't look 35. You look younger. It was hard
You know,
finding anything about you. I don't even know your real name.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There's nothing about me out there, and I don't even know if I'm gonna tell you my real name right now. But you know, you could call me Jay. You could call me Holly. You could call me Steeler.
Any
Call me a
others?
doctor.
All right, I'll call you a doctor. The one question you wanted me to ask you is how tall you are. That's the one.
Oh yeah,
thing
that's
you
fact.
wanted
That's
me to
facts.
ask you.
Yo, I'm like 6 something.
I'm 6'7".
Word up.
You gotta.
Okay. All right. I might be 6'7" out this bitch. You never know. Maybe I'm 6'1".
I'm
Maybe I'm
6'3" and
6'5".
3/4.
Okay.
I don't
Ask me
know.
about my vertical hop.
What's your vertical hop?
I don't know. I'm stupid. I don't know. I could just yam it on a b-ball court. Just yam it. And that was like for the last 10 years. Now I'm 35. I probably could barely get up there, but I might still catch a yam on somebody.
I used to play basketball, but it was just my height. I'm not a good player.
No finesse.
No finesse. Telling jokes is the only thing that I'm good at in life.
Okay.
And
I
other
see that.
things
I hear that.
want to talk about on this podcast.
I feel like I could be a comedian too, but
You could.
you know, maybe
I could
one day.
see.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll probably drop an album. Drop a fucking
When I'm in New
comedy
York,
album.
you should come to a show.
Yeah. When all this shit is over, I'll be doing shows and everything, you know. When we can
Did
go
you-
outside again a little bit.
Did you have your album planned before all this happened? Like, did this derail
I did.
stuff?
Yes, it did. It was supposed to be out already. Supposed to be
Oh,
out.
really?
Supposed to be, you know what I mean? Yeah. Supposed to be out.
Were you supposed to tour and everything?
I didn't have any set, you know, etched in stone set dates, but I was supposed to drop the album and roll with the punches, you know.
Do you think this extra
Maybe-
time
maybe.
has helped you?
Nah, not really helped me, not really hurt me. Kind of just put shit on ice for a hot minute,
Yeah.
you know.
What have you been doing?
Neither nor. Say that again.
What have you been doing? Have you been working, or have you just been?
I've been doing a lot of shit, man. So I've been writing a lot of raps. I've been trying to get more versatile with my flow and my lyrics. You know, trying to fucking get more versatile with my beats. Do the unpredictable type shit. I've been skating. I've been skateboarding for 8 days now. I wish it was like longer than that, but I learned how to do that. Other than that, I just been, you know, keeping it regular, just regular shit, you know.
Why'd you pick
But
up?
I always
skate?
wanted to learn how to skate. I always wanted to learn. It was always a passion of mine and I'm a big fan of like X Games and fucking skating and all that shit. So I always wanted to learn. So about I don't know, a few months ago I started, but I count every day that I actually get on the board.
In a row?
No, not in a row. Just every day I go out and try the shit.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
That's when I count one day. Like oh, I was on it today. That's one day. Today, next day I get on it, whether it's a week away. So I've been doing this for like, I don't know, almost probably like a week and a half. But I got my first board about 2 months ago, and I
What
feel
made
like
you
I'm a
want
fast
to start?
learner.
You just
Say
wanted.
that again?
What made you want to start? Was there something? Were you playing like Tony Hawk's skateboard?
No, not really. I just always wanted to learn. I always wanted to learn since I was young, but I never took the step forward. So this year, this fucking COVID making the world a crazy place. Just I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna start now. I'm gonna start skating now. And then on top of that, you know, it's a good workout. It's good exercise. It's good cardio, good for balance, agility. So when you put all that together, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start. Let's go. I'm gonna start skating. So that's really where it came from. But I don't really play video games like that. I don't really
I always talk about that. I used to, but it's like I don't know. I don't like them anymore. I go for run. I like to run. That's my car.
I get stoned. Yeah.
I get stoned and I go for runs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to play video games when I was a kid. Tony Hawk was probably one of the last games and one of my favorite games that I played as a kid. But yeah, I like to run too. I don't do it too much because I have a lot going on, but I'm actually really into running. I like running, basketball. So yeah, I'm serious about my running. My shoes, socks, the right base layers, the track I run on. I don't want to run in the street because it's not great for your knees, the concrete. Like I'm fucking serious about the running, but I don't do it all the time. But I definitely can feel running.
My knees are gonna be fucked. I'm 6'4".
Don't run on the street.
It's bad. I know.
You run on the street?
Every day, yeah. I keep every day. My knees are gonna be fucked.
Don't run on the street. Just stop running on the street and see how you feel after you hit the track. Like, don't even fucking run on the street because the track is soft for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
And then a treadmill is some bullshit. Fuck a treadmill.
A treadmill is
Fuck
bullshit.
a treadmill. Fuck a treadmill.
Man,
so find a nice track. Yeah, find a nice track and get to it, and you'll be happy. You'll probably see the difference. You'll probably see the difference. Give yourself like a few months on straight track. You'll be like, yo, I feel good. Like my knees, there's no resistance. It's kind of, I don't know the proper verbiage, but it's not as rough on the joints and the tendons and shit when you hit the track as opposed to the road or the street or the concrete or the asphalt. That shit's for skating. You see, it's for rolling. It's not for
running.
The balls of your feet. Yeah.
There's not many tracks. I live in the middle and I live like an hour outside of Boston. I live like kind of in the woods right now.
Okay.
You live in,
you know what? I'm in the city. Yeah, I'm in New York City.
My producer,
somewhere.
They're in the East Village.
Okay. I love the East Village. I was on 42nd Street yesterday, just walking around, just looking at people.
That's my favorite thing.
People watching.
People watching.
I love people watching and then making assumptions of how they live their life.
Create stories for
people
them.
Watching. Everyone has a story.
How did you get one of the only 2 features on Action's new album?
I had to pay him $100,000.
How'd you get that and that great painting behind you? I feel like those 2 together are gonna run you out a lot.
Say that again. I'm sorry. That last part.
Behind you and the Action feature, you're making money.
This is not a. All right. Okay. First of all, this is not a painting. This is wood that's been carved.
Oh, it's a carving. Oh shit! I'm sorry to disrespect your art.
Don't you ever disrespect. Oh, nah, for real though, I don't know. I don't even know how that happened. You'd have to ask Action that. He'll probably tell it better than I will. That's the homie too though. Action, we know each other. I known him since we were fucking 12. So I guess he felt like I was ready, and it happened. I will say this though. I'll give you some fun facts. Me and Action have a bunch of songs that are unreleased, and they might stay that way.
You like that? Like having them? You like having them? Know what you like the Wu-Tang album that they only made one of?
No, it's not even that. It's just funny to me because I don't know how or why he picked this. Aside from, it's the most recent feature we did. Mm-hmm. So I guess, but other than that, we have we have a good 10 joints that no one's ever heard. And I don't even know if they're his song or my song or the producer's song. I don't know whose song they are. We got a lot of fire though. May
You
is
just
on half of them too. Loren is on half of those. Then I have a bunch of others with May. Like, I mean, obviously, I probably have a bunch of unreleased shit. You know, so it's kind of funny like to think about. Yeah, but May is on a lot of it. Axe on a lot of it. A bunch of niggas from the hood. Niggas from the hoods on my shit. You know what I mean?
You also have one of my favorite verses on "Awesome Glad" as a Fly God on the. On your song, yeah, of course. Do you know when your songs get like? Do you know when these songs get picked? Do you record them and then you're like, oh shit, that one's going out?
No, I have no idea, because nothing's promised. So it's actually funny because the day we did 1000 Shot Mac is the very first day I ever met Westside Gunn. You know, Mayhem and Westside they've been down for a few years. They've been down for a while, so it was always kind of a inner circle where we you know, we ran with the same people. But the first day I met him, we did 1000 Shot Mac like 2 hours after meeting him, and I had no idea if it would make his mixtape or not. Album, you know, if we make the album or not. I know it was before but so yeah, so I mean, I didn't know, but I just know I always gotta put my best foot forward, especially, you know, when niggas jump on the song like May and Westside and Conway, and you know, but I had no idea what that song was gonna be, but I just knew I had to come correct. And you know, I heard, because we were actually in the studio together, so I heard all of them kind of writing their verses a little bit. So like, I'm like, oh, okay, this is where they're going. All right, so I'm gonna go here. We're gonna do this. It's gonna go.
Did you write it in the studio, or was that a verse?
Yeah. No, me, May, and Westside, and Derringer were all in the studio together, and we did this shit right up. And Conway, I remember he laid his verse about a month later, because we were actually in LA when we did the song. We were at Alchemist Studio, and you know, we were all there. But then Westside was like, yo, I'm gonna send this to Conway. And then about a month later, I heard Conway's verse. But you know, I mean, you know what you're doing. Like, I knew when I laid my verse, when I heard May, and when I heard Westside's verse, I'm like, oh, this is a banger, and Conway's gonna get on it. Like, this shit's fire. But still, I'm not like, all right, this is gonna definitely be on the mix, on the fucking album. But you never know. I'm glad it was. Shout out to him for that. Shout out to Griselda for that.
Well,
you know,
you're
that was a good look.
Yeah, you're not having projects and having to like search you out. I remember even before I had this podcast, I'm talking when I first heard your verses 3 years ago, I was searching your shit, like trying to find stuff, and the kind of, you've built this kind of underground, like a mysterious fan base that's crazy because of these features that you kill, but there's not much about you out there.
I just want to make sure that I don't let anybody down, and when my solo comes out, it's, you know, it's up to par. Everybody,
are you hard on
who fucked with me before is gonna be like, okay, he did more than we thought.
Are you hard on your work? Are you
very, very, very? Yeah, that's part of why I don't have anything out.
Yeah,
I always be like going back and looking back and like trying to change shit, or like oh, wait till I do this next thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm mad hard on my shit.
do you do anything? I'm that way too, and I other than running, I meditate every day, and that has really helped me on kind of slowing down and being like, all right, what happens, because it's hard just being stuck with your thoughts, even for 15 minutes a day.
I just keep writing, I just keep doing things that are outlets.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever that is for me, I have a bunch of outlets. Like,
what are your other creative outlets?
Well, I mean,
You
aside
make you
from like
produce you do you produce too, or are you
I
mostly
don't
just
produce.
rapping?
I mean, I kind of produce, but nothing yet. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Um, but like I cook and
Oh,
shit
do
like
you?
that a lot. Yeah, yeah. I've
Well, how'd you
actually
get
been a
into that?
chef for like a long time.
Oh, that was your
Mhm.
job.
Yeah, but and then like just getting tattooed and shit. I got a lot of tats. That's always expressive, you know. And then like I said, just I started skating, just little shit like that. I know how to read music. Um, I play piano, so I have a lot of things that I do. You know, um,
I've always wanted to play piano. I'm really bad at instruments. That's why I love being able to talk to rappers and musicians and artists on here, because that's not where my talent is.
but you
My
know what's
mind,
funny? Half the producers and the half 75% of producers and most rappers, not only do they not know how to play an instrument, they don't know how to read the music. So it's like it's just something to think about, which is funny to me because that's why I started. And that's not why wholeheartedly, but when I'm actually like, all right, I'm about to do this shit, that's a big part of like taking the next step forward. And I didn't learn to read music up until like 10 years ago. Like I was like 25 and I was like, I'm gonna start reading music. Like I narrowed it down to Spanish or music. I was like, I'm gonna learn a new language. And I told myself, I'm going with music. And yes, it's definitely a language.
that's a
Sheet
hard
music is
thing
a
to learn.
language.
That's a hard thing to learn, especially later in life. How long did it take you?
It took, I mean, you know how things are instantaneously, where you start getting little notes and then the lines and then the spaces and you know the instrument that's appropriate for that you're gonna pick. Because for me it was piano, and I had a really good decorated jazz musician from Harlem. She was actually 92 at the time, 92 years old. Rest in peace to her. Mary Williams, she was dope.
Shout out, Mary
So
Williams.
yeah, she was able to teach me at the age of 92 when I was 25. Um, and it's just like, like I said, instantaneously, you kind of start picking up shit. It's like, all right, first, you got the notes. Like I said, the spaces, the lines, because they all have names. They all have verbiage. You learn them. You learn where they are on the appropriate instrument, and you go from there. But I mean, I'm not a master at it, and I don't do it a whole lot. But it's something I have in the bag. So, you can give me some sheet music now, and I might stumble on reading it, but it's still like I'm reading it. I'm just a novice still, a beginner. It's something I dabbled into 10 years ago and kind of played with in and out over the last 10 years, but it's not something I perfected yet. But I'm gonna definitely go back to that. And that'll
What
probably
did you
be
play? What did
I was
Mary
playing
play?
actually, you wanna know what's funny? So I remember this vividly. The victory theme by Beethoven
Mhm.
is for me at the time, I don't know why it was 3 sheets of computer paper. The song was 3 sheets. So I was through the first page and a half the day that I got too busy to keep going to Mary Williams. And then after that, she passed away, and I kind of just was self-taught or like talking to different musicians. But when I stopped, I was about, I don't know, maybe 3 months in, let's say like 3 days a week, an hour class, an hour class every day for 3 hour classes every week, so I ended on the victory theme, dun, 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 that dun, 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 dun.
Mhm.
And I was like a page and a half through that. You could probably print it out on one page, when maybe it could be a million pages, but I couldn't tell you exactly where I was in the song, but I would say the halfway point, just because it was 3 pages. And I was playing that shit. And then I remember like the next time that I wanted to go back, me and Mary were just playing phone tag. And I'm like, all right, not today. And she's like, oh, well, not today for me. We'll find a date next week. And then before you know it, I'm caught up in mad random shit again. And I'm like, damn, I can't get back to fucking piano class.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, that's where I started and ended, really. It was all, you know, with Mary Williams. And like I said, she was a decorated jazz musician. She was like 93. She passed away like 4 years ago now. So she probably be pushing 100.
Do you use that now? Like, does that help you when you're writing? Or do you think it's more just having a base knowledge of it?
It just helps. It helps you with everything, you know? It helps you with writing music. It helps you with picking beats.
Mm-hmm.
It helps you with just like, it just opens your mind up, you know, like, because I always say piano is something that's great to become ambidextrous. So that's a big part of like how I live. Like, I want to be ambidextrous. I'm a righty, but I have a good left in a lot of different, you know, facets of life. So like, even with the skating, like how I just started skating.
Yeah.
I literally was thinking to myself, how am I going to skate? Am I going to go goofy foot, you know, the left foot, or am I going to go standard right foot? And I was like, it's all on me, how I feel. But I wound up choosing to start on my right foot. But I'll probably, at some point when I get that, want to go to the goofy foot. Right, well, that's, you know, left leg shit.
Yeah, I'm a righty, but my foot is lefty. Like when I played baseball, I batted lefty. Like soccer, I kick lefty. Like, but my foot is left-footed. So always the ambidextrous thing. I was very. You got a good lefty layup on the court?
I do for sure. I box lefty. Mayhem Loren is my older brother. He taught me how to tie my shoes, so I tie my shoes lefty, but I'm a righty.
Oh wow!
You know, I do mad stuff lefty, like dope.
You guys
Only
sound.
Thing I don't really do is right. I don't write lefty, but like aside from that, I love lefty shit.
You like just training your mind to work differently?
Yeah, just not even differently, just like just work all parts of it, you know.
When you said you do voice memos, but when you worked music, like, did you ever write lyrics out like that? Because you rap slow and poetically in the way, like, it's not, you take your time with it. And I didn't know it, that kind of makes sense now that I hear that you had a basis in kind of classical.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because like that's part of one of the things I work on now. Like I have a lot of shit where whether I recorded it or not, I write a lot of fast flows right now, because I just want to like just keep growing.
Be versatile.
Yeah, and then I pick a lot of fast beats, so I just switch shit up, man. But
the beats you pick or the beats that you're on are always so unique. It's another thing I really like. I think gravitated towards you is it's never a beat that you expect, and it's also one that has layers to it. I love that kind of the layered music where you have to kind of figure it out at first.
You know, a lot of the beats, I don't know, they just happen like that, because I'm funny, because I like so many different kinds of beats. It always just works out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where I will say this though, sometimes some of the beats that I'll pick for solos are completely different than what you would think I would pick.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to, because you got to realize, like right now, everybody knows me from, well, not everybody, but anyone who doesn't know me, they probably know me from an Action or a May or the Westside feature. You know what I mean? So, but that's one type of, but then the actual beats from my solos, a lot of times they'll be similar, but a lot of times they'll be way fucking different, and you're just like, what the fuck? And sometimes it'll be a pleasant surprise, and sometimes it might not be.
What are your
We'll
influences?
see.
Like, what do you listen to when you're?
All right, so this is funny. I'm gonna tell you what I just did. I don't even want to talk about my real influences because I don't want to slight anybody and forget anything. But so this is we got on the phone about, this was scheduled for about 3:00. It didn't really happen then. It was, I was fucking around. I didn't even see you emailed, and I didn't see the link, all that bullshit. But so from noon to 2, I was listening to straight R&B. Straight R&B.
Like old school shit or new R&B?
All of it. From I started with new, and then I threw a little old on to end it. But I started with mad new R&B. And I don't even want to say anybody's names, but like I fuck with a lot of shit like that. And then at the very end of my DJ session, I threw on some fucking Nirvana.
Oh shit!
Come As You Are. I threw on Come As You Are at the very end. That was the last song, and then that was when we started fucking texting back and forth, like, "Yo, did you get the link?" Whatever. And I was like, "Yeah. All right." But like, I had like 2 solid hours of R&B. Then I was like, "I'm gonna throw on some Nirvana," and it's because I just wanted to hear singing. I didn't want to hear any rapping. And then it started with the singing, with the R&B, but then I'm like, dudes who are rockers are singing. Because I'm gonna get my hip hop in, and but like my influence is heavy. I would just say, heavy rap, hip hop, reggae for sure, rock, R&B, jazz. It's kind of like, it sounds funny, like cliche, like, oh yeah, everything, but
no,
it
I know
is everything. Yeah.
My dad was a metal drummer, so I grew up listening to metal, but he also loved rap. Like I grew up listening to rap. Like I knew when I was 8, The Predator was my favorite album by Ice Cube. Like I've just always loved rap, and I kind of only listened to, like, metal was his thing and rock, but I like jazz and I like rap. That's why I love a lot of, it's the jazz beats and all that. But it's funny. I had 2 stand-up shows that I was doing in Connecticut, and both times I was driving listening to Brent Faiyaz and Bryson Tiller's new album. That was the R&B I was listening to, and then I switched it up to rock. I put on some Black Sabbath for the last little bit of ride home.
Yo, you know what's funny, man? Brent Faiyaz is a fucking dog. He got mad, like I think he's a special artist, and Bryson Tiller too, Black Sabbath too. So that's like spot on. That's probably why I'm even here when we're talking right now, because that's the vibe, like, But like, I have all 3 of those dudes, all 3 of those artists in my iTunes. And I could show you my recents, and that's almost like exactly what I played this week. And it's only Wednesday. Black Sabbath is my shit. I have a new verse where I mention Black Sabbath, where I mention Ozzy Osbourne, but then I didn't want to say Black Sabbath because mad people, like mad rappers, have said Black Sabbath. Like they'll use Black Sabbath as their rhyme word. Mm-hmm. So I said some other shit where it was like a name of a song. I forget what it was, but it was a more kind of like over the head reference to Black Sabbath, because I just said something like Ozzy. I didn't say his full name. I was just like, Ozzy, and then I said a song title. In my head, I'm like, I don't want to say Black Sabbath, but I want to talk about them. So it's kind of funny. Yeah.
Give the influence. But yeah, I totally get that. But do you listen to like you listening to R&B? Like, do you listen to all rap? Like, do you listen to the more trappy or mumble or whatever, that type of stuff too? Or do you stick more strict?
I love trap and I love mumble rap.
I do too. The last concert I went to before.
Shout out to the mumble rappers, man.
The last concert I went to was Young Dolph and Key Glock. That was before all this went down.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think the term mumble rapper is even appropriate.
No,
These motherfuckers aren't even mumbling. They're not mumbling. They know what they're saying. And there's a big population of people that know what they're saying.
Mhm.
Just because someone doesn't know what they're saying doesn't mean they're mumbling. I'm just saying, you know. Like,
that is true. It's not a good term, I guess.
I fuck with that. I fuck with that. No, it's not you. I'm just like, I'm like a stickler for like, you know, like I have a lot of pet peeves, like the mumble rap. I always think it's funny because they're not really mumbling. I don't think they're mumbling. Personally.
No, the only one who might is Playboy Cardi, and he sometimes literally is just.
I don't even know if he's mumbling. Like,
yeah, no, I got
shout out
you.
to Cardi. Like, I fuck with all that shit, man. It's funny.
I
really fuck with trap heavy, and a lot of people hit me up asking me if I want beats, and I tell them send some trap beats. And the funny thing is, no one's ever heard me on a trap beat. So I don't know how that's gonna work out, but we'll see.
I know you don't want to
I have emails. I have hundreds of emails of trap beats right now.
You gotta put out a trap mixtape.
You never know what I might do, man.
Trap Holly.
You never know, but I fuck with trap heavy. So like, I love trap. Half the time, I'm gonna take a bike ride later. I got the fucking BMX, the same shit on my IG. I'm gonna take a bike ride later, and all I'm gonna have in my fucking earphones is some trap shit.
That's what
fucking crazy trap shit.
Who are you listening to now? Because trap is a lot what I listen to. I'll pull up my recently added too.
I listen to a lot of shit, man. You know what? Again, like I don't want to say names again. Just like I don't want to feel like, you know, but like just different trap shit. Some of some of the first and some of the latest.
I've been getting real
coast to that coast.
Yeah, I've been getting real heavy into Detroit trap, like the Cash Kid, I Swear Vezo. I mean, Sada Baby's been big for a little bit, but I love all that Detroit shit's real good. Drago and Benny, all that shit.
Yeah. Chicago, all that shit.
Chicago's great, yeah. Well, Dirk is having
Dirk is he's having a great year.
He came back.
All these like, there's a lot of people who have made comebacks, and a lot of people for the first time coming out. You know, there's even artists like OGs who are making trap shit now. You know?
Are there any trap artists you want to work with? Like who?
To be honest with you, I don't really think about working with people aside from like who I've already worked with. Because it's just like I'm not really gonna like if we don't already have a history, there's probably a reason, and it's probably best that way. So we probably should just, even if I'm a fan of yours, I don't necessarily think we should work together or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you might fuck with me doesn't mean that we should do a song together. You know, come show love, buy an album, come to the show, whatever. But like, that doesn't mean we have to work or that we should even think we should work, because we're on two different fucking paths.
It's funny, riding my bike, I picked up over quarantine. There's so many great paths, like going through because I live in the woods, so I can do like some woods trails. And I love that's like meditative for me. I know I said meditating, but I like I love just blasting music, riding my bike. That's such a good way to pass the day.
What kind of bike?
I got I have a BMX style bike. It is a what's the fuck is the name of it? I just started over quarantine. I had this bike like 5 years ago, so I just picked it up again. So I don't even know. It's literally right out there. I can go look it up.
Don't even worry.
It's not weird.
Like, that's something I like to do too. I just I switch it up from time to time, like, you know. But I usually ride like a 24 inch.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I got a 22. I'm too big for a 22, but it's an old bike.
You have a 22?
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't fit on it?
It's a little small. I'm a big dude.
24 is perfect for me. I have a Kent Thruster. Pretty dope bike right now. But I have nothing on it. Obviously there's no gears. I took the pegs off. I even took the brakes off because I was gonna get the coaster brakes, the foot pedal brakes. But then the fucking shop,
no brakes on it.
The shop then told me that they can't get the brakes, but I took the brakes off before I got the new brakes. So now I just have no brakes on the BMX. And you know what? I'll say this. It's funny the way my mind works. So I'm not even like this. I'm not a bike mechanic, but I'm like, I was so hyped. I called the bike shop about the coaster brakes. And they're like, yeah, we're going to get them. We're ordering them now. Like, come get them in a week. So I immediately went and took my brakes off. I definitely don't know how to put them back on, but it didn't even matter because I'm like, I'm going to get these coaster brakes, the foot pedal joints. So then when they tell me they don't have them, I'm just like, all right, that's crazy. So I didn't ride my bike for like a good month or two. This is all happening in the quarantine also. This started around March. But I mean, I've been biking for, I like to bike, that's one of my things. Like, So as I'm biking around on this bike with no brakes, I just start to think to myself, a skateboard has no brakes. So that's it. I guess that's really like, what do I need brakes for? And I always wanted to skate, but I never did. But I always biked. Like I always BMX'd and shit. So then I kind of just put two and two together. I was like, I'm just gonna start fucking skateboarding. Like there's no brakes there. It's
We finally figured out why you started skateboarding. It was around.
Aside from always wanting to, it was just the fact of being on, on something with no brakes.
Yeah, totally. I'm too scared
I would see the skaters outside and be like, oh, you don't have brakes. Like,
the
light bulb went off.
My friend Tiana is a big skateboarder, and she's like a 90-pound girl. And she tried to teach me how to skateboard, and I felt like such a pussy because she was like, just tiny, and I would like be so scared to fall. And when I did, I was like, I don't think I want to do this. Like, I felt like a real pussy doing that, and I don't think I'm gonna pick up skateboarding anytime soon.
You know what it is? You have to know how to fall, and you have to be okay with falling. You can't be scared to fall or think that you're not gonna fall. You just have to be like, all right, I'm gonna fall in a great way. When I fall, it's gonna be safe, and it's gonna be frequent. It's gonna be unexpected, and I'm not gonna get hurt.
That's actually, man. This is a self-help podcast. That's a great thing to think about because that's how I feel about. That's kind of the advice I give for stand-up too. It's like you're gonna bomb well. Like don't act like
right.
You've been there before.
I feel that. Hell yeah.
Like don't blame. Oh, when comics get off stage and like the audience sucks. Like it's like no, you gotta fail gracefully. You gotta act like you've been there before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's with everything too, even because certain things like sports, it's not really art, but it kind of is art. But when it comes to like, stand up and music or whatever the case is, graffiti or cooking, whatever the fuck, there's no real yes or no, no right or wrong. It's just like the popular general consensus of who likes it and who doesn't, but it's still, you got to do your thing and like not be afraid to fail because it's going to happen. It's just about how you move forward and how you fail. So
yeah. Do you feel that way with your music now that you're putting music out, that you're like, I'm ready to fail, or are you still like holding back on it?
Nah, I'm ready to just put myself out there and take risk and live with the consequences, because I know whatever I do, it's going to be the best that I could do it when I put it out officially. So, like I was telling you, I've been working on new flows and new rhyme schemes and different beats even like trying to like, you know, throw effects on and fucking play with my voice and just different shit. And when I do it, I feel it. Or if I don't, and it didn't work, I don't release it, or I'll plan to never release it or scrap it. And if it works, and I think it works, then I'll put it out and hope that everyone else thinks it works. You know,
yeah.
And I'm okay with whatever the outcome is, because I know what I thought about it and where I was at with it.
Well, it's also you have such a unique voice too. It's funny, you're talking. There was one article that said you and Mayhem were brothers. I didn't know if you were, but your talking voice is very similar, but your rapping voice is so different. Like
I know, it's weird. It's fucking weird. It's crazy.
When you start talking, I'm like, oh, your talking voice, because this is my mom's celebrity crush is your brother.
Okay.
She used that's delicious, and she always loved Mayhem. She has the biggest crush on him.
Oh, all right. He's a ladies' man. He's a smooth motherfucker, that dude.
But just a funny little. But your voice is similar to his. But you're rapping. You have such a unique voice. You don't sound like anyone. Same with your flow.
I don't even know how that happens, and I'll be honest with you. Whenever I see or hear someone say I sound like someone, I get upset. And it's no disrespect to who they're saying I sound like, but in my head, I'm like, no, I fucking don't. You're wilding right now. And it just is what it is. I don't sound like anyone. And the crazy thing is, that didn't even start happening till like a year or two ago, where like people were like, oh, you sound like this one or that one.
It's probably that you're getting bigger, like more people. That's like the more listeners on this podcast, the more like the little like people like being snippy about things or whatever. But you just have to deal with it and realize that the overwhelming majority likes it, and it's just the shitty voices are louder. But that's how I feel about jokes. I don't want anyone to say I sound like anyone else when I'm telling my jokes, because I try to be very personal. I try to be
originality is a great thing.
It is.
But it's
Do you
hard
know who McKenna is?
No.
You rapped about mushrooms. Do you like mushrooms?
I have rapped about mushrooms, and I do love mushrooms. I don't eat them a lot, but definitely fuck with them. Yep.
I'm the same way. I don't eat them a lot, but when I do, I like to learn. But I was reading, he has a book that you're supposed to read while tripping. He was talking about the kind of originality of like, you can only realize you're special when you realize everyone's special and they are on their, like, you can't judge yourself on anyone else. Like if you.
I'm going to show you something.
All right.
Shit. Oh man, what did I do with it? Fuck. I was going to show you my skateboard.
Oh shit, I want to see that.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, you know, I can't show it to you right now. There was a situation, but the grip tape. You know the grip tape. The part you stand on.
Yeah. The
deck, whatever, the part on top of the deck. So it's graphic mushrooms.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I was gonna put it on my IG the other day, but I didn't because I got to get a better picture. But I went live, like skating the shit, and I was like, I shouldn't be skating live, learning how to skate live. That's just not a good combination. Because I'm holding the phone up and trying to. It's just I almost broke my phone.
You learn how to fall though. You learn how to fall live on Instagram.
No. That honestly, that's something that comes from years of just being a fucking, like, I don't know. I guess just a kid, or the kind of kid I was. Mm-hmm. You learn how to fall. You get in some situations where it's time to hit the deck.
Yeah,
you gotta hit it right. Like anything could happen, and you now find yourself falling, and you have to tuck and roll. Don't land like this. Land like this.
Yeah.
Your shit bent, because if you land straight up like that, you're gonna break something because your bones are straight. So if you kind of have a little bend on it, it's just little shit. Like learn how to fall. Like, who the main person I got learning how to fall from was Kobe Bryant, like 10 years ago, before I ever stepped on a skateboard. And when I hadn't biked in like probably 15 years, I used to bike as a kid. Then you stop, as an adult, shit happens. You get busy. But just watching basketball, one of the things that I identified with was like Kobe Bryant. He knows how to fall well. Aside from all his other greatness, he falls really well, and he should have been hurt way more in his career, but he wasn't because he falls right. He even started taking ballet at one point. I'll probably start taking ballet soon too. I'll put up some videos of me doing ballet.
I do yoga. I do it every day. I had a yoga instructor on a couple of, but I do that because I used to ski.
Yoga's
I grew up in the mountains, so I learned how to fall on snow. But falling on a skateboard is different for me.
Kobe did, yoga too. It was yoga and ballet.
Yoga, fucking, that has changed for running too. We were talking about when I do yoga, my body doesn't hurt as much. Yoga with Sarah Beth and also yoga with Sean Veig Fitness. Those are the two I use. I just wanted to give a shout out. We had Sean Veig on the podcast a couple weeks ago. Shout out to them.
For sure that. Yeah, man. I want to, that's something when I have the time, I want to get into like just different ways of feeling good and being a healthy, happy person. Like yoga, probably not ballet. I was being funny with that, but yoga, yeah.
I could see you doing ballet. I could see you doing
I probably would fucking kill some ballet moves, but I'm not wearing what they tell me to wear. I'm gonna wear some other shit, regular like street clothes that'll probably affect my moves.
You're not wearing the pink tutu?
No, and whatever the shoes are called, I'm not wearing those either.
You're wearing what? You wearing some
fucking Nike Blazers, bro. Suede low top Jones. You know. Yeah, man. That's my favorite shoe right now, actually. Nike Blazers, low top 77 shit. SB too. It doesn't even have to be SB, but Blazer. Like, I pick a Blazer right now over anything.
I've been trying to find some SB dunks. I have never. They're too. I want a special one. There are too many. We don't have to go into a shoe talk. I used to be a real.
Do? I shouldn't even say this. I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you later. I'll DM you later what you should do. I'm not even gonna say it. But yeah.
No snitching. I
got you though.
Podcast. All right.
No. It's not even that. It's not even that. I'll fucking, I like to get fresh. I like to be fly. So like I'm gonna put you on right now, but I don't want to put everybody on.
I understand.
That's what it is.
I do too.
You know
I like to say, yeah. Well, that's why I
got you, bro. You'll have some lit SB fucking or if not SB, at least you'll have at least some dunks that you fuck with like immediately. Man. Yeah.
I'm happy about that.
Hell yeah. Air Force Ones, SB dunks, whatever, Jordan ones, Blazers. Those are like my 4 favorite shoes right now. I'm just on some like low top classic shit. I don't even want a high top right now.
I'm basic. I do love my Yeezys just because they're comfortable. I'm tall.
I like
they're comfortable. They're comfortable shoes.
I never had a pair, but I love how they look. There's a lot of different Yeezys I fuck with, but I never had a pair.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm just a Nike head. It's just like I feel like I'm signed to Nike. Like
you even got your Nike shirt on right now. The sponsor.
Vanderbilt, baby. Baseball jersey. I'm just a Nike head.
I like Adidas, I gotta say.
I have some Adidas too, but in terms of just like everyday wear and comfort, I'm just a fucking Nike head, man. They have too many choices.
Man,
these are definitely dope.
You forced me to ask you how tall you are, and then you never gave me a real answer. I feel like you gotta end this.
I said 6 something.
You said 6 something, but there's a big difference in there.
That's good enough. I might be 6'11" out this bitch. You never know. Look at the ceiling.
So can you give when a single's dropping or when your album, can you give any details on that?
I can't.
All right.
It's not even that. It's not finished yet. If it was finished, I would say, but so me and Muggs are going back in probably like next week.
Cool.
And
I'm gonna promote the shit out of it. I'm excited. I'm real excited.
Man.
Like I've
I
been
appreciate
looking
it.
forward to a solo project for you for a long ass time.
I appreciate it. I know one thing, like me and Muggs is gonna be everything that people expect from me and more. You know, in terms of the same shit that people know and love Hologram for, it's gonna be me and Muggs teaming up to do that. But I mean, I'm working on a few things right now when I could say that those things are completely different from what people know and love, and I'm excited about that too. But first things first is me and Muggs. We're gonna you know drop this shit. We don't have a title yet. We got about, I don't know. Like I said, we recorded a bunch of songs, but we got about 8 right now that we're going on for the album. So we're gonna pick another 4 more. And we'll probably go with an album of 12, maybe 13 or so, and then drop that shit. Hopefully, last quarter of this year or first quarter of next year.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I would say not even hopefully. Like that's definitely when it's gonna come. I just don't know exactly what month or what the single will be, and I couldn't even tell you the features. But I got a lot of songs with a lot of people.
When you release your first, are you gonna be quicker to release more stuff? Do you think the floodgates are gonna open, or are you gonna stay in the pocket?
I don't know. I'll see how it plays out. I might just bask in the glory of the debut, or I might try to do like DMX and drop 2 albums in fucking 1 year.
Be like current.
DMX is he's actually me and Mayhem's uncle.
Really?
Nah, I'm just kidding. Definitely. I don't even know him. I never met him. Don't even know him.
Is Ja Rule your aunt?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to do Ja like that. That's a good one though. That was good. You are a comedian. That was funny.
I appreciate that. I got you at least once in this podcast.
Nah, you made me laugh like a good 2 or 3 times for sure. That was a good one. Damn, I wish I could fucking have the heart to just shit on Ja right now because that was funny. Shout out to him though. He had a few hard verses, man. You know what? I'll say this. I'm biased to Queens rappers. I know that. Like, I think we give it up in a different kind of way from the desert, from Queens. We on some other shit. Even though I'll be repping Uptown hard body, because that's where I spend a lot of my time now. I'm uptown all the time, you know.
I stayed up on 121st
between Harlem. You did?
Yeah, I was on 121st for a little, for like a year and a half, 2 years.
And what like what street? 121st and what?
121st and
Lexington.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly what it was. It was 121st and Lexington.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's tough over there, man.
I was with a girl. It was all right.
You've probably been in a few fist fights right by the McDonald's on 125th.
That's where I got my sharp tongue from. I had to talk my way out of some.
They got an armed guard in that McDonald's because of you. They got an armed guard in that McDonald's, yo.
The worst is when I would be wearing my Griselda. Like I shouldn't be wearing Griselda hoodies around that area. I don't deserve to.
Nah, you definitely should be. Yo, honestly, you should have fucking Griselda hoodie with fucking braid. You should have cornrows and the Griselda hoodie and like a chew stick. Do what you feel.
And a chew in your heart. All right, I'll do that. Next time you see me, I'm gonna have cornrows. I'm gonna blame you.
Do what you feel. If I had hair, I'd have cornrows. Probably real fucking unkept. Just like they haven't been done in months. So you're just dreaming of it. I'm losing my hair, so I'm dreaming of what I can do with my hair before it's gone. Just shave it and get a head tat. It's nothing.
I should get a head tat.
No biggie.
No biggie at all.
Shave it.
Just down the forehead too.
If you go down the forehead, you got to go like whole face. So I would stay in the hairline.
What if I just got a third eye?
That would be dope.
No one's done that. That could be your thing. You could be the first rapper
be
with a
so
third eye
crazy.
tattoo.
You want to know what's funny, man? I wanna get my head tatted, but I don't know about a face tat. But I thought about it, but then I always talk myself out of it. But I'm definitely gonna get a head tat soon.
What are you gonna get?
Probably a few animals, a couple of words.
That's the most vague thing I've ever heard. A few animals and a couple of words.
Yeah.
What word?
Couple of
No
words. No biggie. Nah, I have a whole plan, but I don't want to give it away because it's gonna be dynamic. It's gonna be
I'm
powerful.
excited to see that.
Me and Ack will probably go together. He'll get his next. I'll get my first.
Oh. Are you gonna get like like his and hers?
Who would be the her? No. We'll make you come and get the her.
That'll be my first tattoo. I'll get
Nah, we'll just fucking, we've gotten tatted together mad times. Like this is nothing new. We just haven't done it in the last like few years, but we actually at one point we were getting tatted together like a lot. It was like a crazy thing. Every week they were like, "You guys are back."
I'm too indecisive. I want tattoos, but I don't like. I'm too indecisive. It's like I'm gonna hate it. I know halfway through I'm gonna want to change it.
That's the problem. You have to get what you love, what you know you're never gonna change.
What was your first one?
Honestly, I don't want to talk about my first one right now.
All right.
But my second one, I'll just show you like this.
Oh, that's
it's upside.
dope.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's upside down because it's not like I just don't want to move the camera down.
I got you.
This is the first one, but it's actually backwards. I got it backwards on purpose.
So you could like look at it in the mirror.
In the mirror, yeah. So that's my second one. The first one is so ridiculous. Now is not the time to talk about my first one.
You can't do that.
I have to do that.
You just not talk about it at all. You should just be like, blow it out.
I had to give you something on why I don't want to talk about it because it's so ridiculous.
What is it, like Betty Boop or something?
No, it's just an outrageous, obnoxious tattoo.
You said animals and I'm gonna guess every single thing it could be. Just
I promise you'll never guess.
All right. No, this will be the longest podcast ever.
No, you'll never guess.
I appreciate you coming on this. Like it's been awesome talking to you. I
appreciate being here, man.
For a long time.
It's a good interview.
And once this shit all ends, when I'm in New York, I'm gonna force you to come to a show with me, and you're gonna get up on stage and do stand up.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I probably could. I think I could do stand up.
I think you could too. I think you could too.
I think I could do it. It's one of my secret like passions, but I'll never really pursue it.
I'm gonna force you to.
My style would be, I don't know, like I would probably bomb, but it would still be funny to like, but it's not really funny to the audience, but it's funny to who's ever watching me and the audience.
That's the best part. Yeah.
Yeah. I probably would just roast the audience. I would roast the audience the whole time and just walk off.
That actually
drinking the whole time.
There was this guy who heckled me at a show. And I went, if you didn't have a beard, you'd look like a cancer patient, which isn't a good thing to say, but he was a cancer patient. He had, and he bought me a drink. He's like, no one's ever made fun of me for that before. Thank you, man. That could have gone one of two ways.
Sometimes it's all about like crossing the boundaries, telling people the shit they don't expect to be told.
Yeah. But when you do I'll get on a skateboard.
I thought you were going to say that without a beard, you told him he looked like a Butch Dyke. That's what I thought you were gonna say. I don't know why. Probably because I said that to someone recently.
Oh wait, that's fantastic, dude. You're fucking and like you're fucking faggot. That shit had me every time I hear that. I fucking die laughing.
Oh, what song is that?
That's on Champagne.
Oh, Champagne Scriptures.
Champagne Scriptures. I think that's the one.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you about that. It's funny. that I wanted to take that out because I was like, I don't want to offend anybody. And
It is, I know, but I laugh hard every time
I mean, I said it, you know, because but then
you also
about
did it
a
in your
month or
Shade
two.
4-5. Yeah.
Say that again.
Did it on the freestyle on Shade 4-5 too.
Okay, I don't even remember that, but I probably. All right, but you know what? I just had. It was like a month too late when I was like, "Yo, I want to take that ad lib out," and May was like, "Yo, it's already mixed. The album's pressed up." I was like, "Oh fuck." I was like, "Yo, I don't want to," because you know the world we're living in, and I don't have anything against gay people.
Not at all.
I'm just, me neither. I didn't want to, and I probably will never say that again. But it is funny as fuck though at the time. I mean,
in that verse,
it's just entertaining. It's funny.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But you know, like sometimes you just got to take a little bit of a stance because you know people are so fucking sensitive now.
You are a comedian, dude. You're funny as fuck.
Thanks, man.
But thank you for being on. I really appreciate it. Do you want to plug any of your shit, your Instagram or anything? We'll put it below you, like below you, your name.
Yeah. Put it below because I just changed it. It's fucking hologram calling Pepper X or some shit. Hologram with the Pepper X.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Man, thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate it. And everyone, like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you next week.